What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay. If you do not know me, thank you so much for being here. Today I wanted to do something super fun but sultry and sexy. So as you can see, we did a really nice deep warm crease and then we cut it out with some glitter. This is perfect for a clubbing look or a going out look, you know, girls night out kind of thing. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieved this look so that you can achieve it too, then please stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so starting off, I have already done one of my brows. As you can see, I have primed my eye using the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 01. And then I've also applied some tape right here just because I want a really, really nice crisp line. And you will see that once we are done with the eyeshadow on the top, it'll look something like this. And yeah, let's get right into it. So for this look today, every single eyeshadow I used except for one is from the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going in with my MAC 219, I believe this is a 219 pencil brush. I'm going in with the shade Cypress Umber to start, and I am picking this up on my pencil brush and I am going to be placing this into my outer V. So just going right along this tape to start, out just a little bit past where the crease of our eye is, and then I'm going to bring it back in to the crease. And we are going to trace our crease with this shade. Try to keep it as saturated into the crease as you can. If you can help it, don't use windshield wiper motions. Try and just pat the color in because that'll give you the most intensity. For the inner corner, I find I kind of have to use very, very tiny windshield wiper motions. And that's okay, just as long as it stays to just this area. Next, I'm going in with my Luxie 141 mini round brush and picking up the shade Mulberry. This obviously is not pretty at all, so this isn't going to be any prettier, but we will get there, I promise. I'm going to be loading that brush with Mulberry, and instead of starting to blend out this Cypress Umber shade, I am just going to be packing this Mulberry shade just a little bit above it. I'm not going to be using windshield wiper motions. I'm just going to be packing the color right above it. And as you can see, just packing that Mulberry shade right on top. Not completely covering Cypress Umber, but covering about 50% of it. You can see, hopefully, that the blend between the two shades is quite seamless. So now we just have to focus on this outer edge. The next shade I'm going to go in with is Sienna. This is going to be the shade that we're going to start buffing this crease out with. I'm going to be taking my Morphe M506 to do this. Now again, just like with the Cypress Umber shade and the Mulberry, I'm going to be covering the Mulberry shade with the Sienna shade, about 50% of it, and then obviously 50% will be on this blank canvas in our crease to start blending. I hope this all makes sense. And this is where we can really start to perfect our shape of our eye look. I'm holding my brush at the very end of the handle as well because you want a very, very light touch. Getting into the inner corner, kind of have to look down into your mirror so you can expose more lid space. And as you can see, we're starting to blend that out. Still looks a little crazy, but we'll get there. This is where you blend until your hand falls off, basically. Once you kind of have it looking something like that, I'm not going to pick up any more of that Sienna shade. I'm just going to go along this outer edge and start buffing that out. Continuing to pull the shadow out this way. Now that I'm getting a little further out with my blending, I'm noticing that it's starting to look really dark in the crease and a little too light out in the outer crease. So I'm going to go back in with that Luxie brush and Mulberry, which is that center shade. And I'm just gonna pack this between the two to kind of help that transition along a little better. So I'm going to pick up the tiniest bit of burnt orange, picking that up on my Ipsy L34 Blend Beauty Brush. Like I said, I'm going in with a very light amount of this, like hardly touching into the pan at all, and then giving it a tap. This shade is going on the outermost edge, but very, very, very light, because I don't want to bring the shadow up too much further. So this outer corner bit right here is looking a little bit patchy, so I'm going in with the Morphe M506 and a tiny bit of sienna, and I'm just going to place that into the outer corner to make it a little more seamless. I know this may seem redundant to you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you are skipping through all of this because you're not interested in every single little step. But those of you who are, who want to get better with your makeup skills and who want to get better at blending, it has taken me a very, very long time, and I still am by no means perfect at it. Nowhere near perfect, but you know, I'm learning. I am watching lots of tutorials and learning different techniques and figuring out what works best for me. So again, I apologize if this is redundant for you, but just trying to help people out. So now what I'm gonna do is go back in with that MAC 219 pencil brush and Cypress Umber, and I'm going to bring in this inner corner bit to kind of start to create the shape that we want for the cut crease. So I want it to be a rounded cut crease, so I'm gonna bring this in down along my lash line and just kind of perfect. I mean, we did the V shape, so it's kind of already there, but I'm just perfecting it a little bit more. Gonna kind of go over this line. And then since I already did my other eye, I'm gonna check for symmetry. Now for the hard part, cutting the crease. As you guys know, cut creases are kind of like my, I was gonna say sworn enemy, but yeah, they're kind of my sworn enemy. So it's gonna take me forever to do this, so I'm going to speed through it. But as I stated earlier, we're going for a rounded cut crease. As you can see, you know, where we haven't put shadow, this is the general shape that we're gonna be going for our cut crease. So follow that and you get the idea. But I'm gonna speed through this because it's gonna take me forever.
On my body rich, smelling like Versace rich, Jay-Z and Beyonce rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, diamonds on my body rich, smelling like Versace rich, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay, finally got that looking semi-okay. So, next thing we're gonna do is set this cut crease business. That was so stupid. Next, we're gonna be setting this base with any, so I'm gonna be putting glitter on it, as you can see here, and it's a silver glitter. So I'm gonna be setting this first with a shadow that is white and frosty and similar to the glitter color. So you by no means need to go out and buy this palette or, you know, get this palette to use this shade. Just use any white, frosty, shimmery shade. But just so you know what I'm using, this is from the Nightingale palette by Pretty Vulgar. I'm using the shade, I'm gonna use a Break Free. Any flat packer brush will do to put this on. If you're interested, I'm using the Morphe S28 brush. And very self-explanatory, just patting this on where that base is. Careful when you get to the edges, make sure you don't get any shadow into the crease where the dark colors are. Now it's time for the fun part. I'm gonna put the NYX glitter primer all over, not all over, but I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand so it's easier to grab. Now for glitter, you want to use a flat packer brush, but you want to use a synthetic one or else you are going to ruin your real hairbrushes. So, just so you know. Picking up that glitter primer on any flat synthetic shader brush, packing this all over where we just put that shimmery frosty white shade. Make sure you get it everywhere because the glitter will not stick if it's not there. I'm using quite a bit of the glitter primer just because I really want to make sure that I get all of it. And then if you feel like you have a bit too much on that one side, just flip your brush over and kind of pat it out. Just so you guys know the glitter I'm using, the NYX glitter face and body glitter in the shade Crystal. So it's this silver shade and it has a ton of reflex like green, orange, purple, blue. Yeah, and so I'm just gonna pour this, a decent amount of this into the cap so we can really smush our brush down into it. So I'm using the same brush that I used to apply the glitter primer, and I'm really smashing my brush down into this lid so I can make sure I don't get, or I can, you know, minimize the amount of fallout I might have. This is another reason why I did my eyes first, because glitter. I remember when I was like in 4th grade, my parents got me a t-shirt that said I was gonna rule the world or I was gonna take over the world, but I got distracted by something shiny, and still kind of rings true to this day. And if I feel I need to, I can go back in with my pencil brush and my Cypress Umber and just kind of clean up that edge. Glitter got a little excited and got in my crease. Okay, so I'm going to take the tape off because this is like the best part to see. So crisp. Okay, so now I'm just gonna curl my lashes, apply some mascara. If you're wondering, I use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This stuff is amazing. And then I'm gonna apply some false lashes and then I'll be right back and we will do the full face. Alrighty, so no primer today. I'm just gonna be going straight in with my foundation. So I'm using the, as usual, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in 104 Golden Beige. For concealer, I am going to be using the NYX Sculpt and Highlight Duo, using obviously the highlighting side, and then I'm going to be mixing that with my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer in 1-2 Fair Light. I'm using the majority of the Flower Beauty concealer. And just a little bit of that NYX Sculpt and Highlight one, just because that Flower Beauty is really light. This is all the concealer and highlighting I'm going to be doing today. As always, I'm going to be setting my under eyes using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in Fair Light. Next up for bronzer, I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm going to be taking that on my Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush. What the hell? I just found an eyelash stuck to my shirt. Oh, I am in the mood to go swimming so bad. Have a beer, lay out by the pool, get tan. I actually did that last weekend and it was amazing. Seriously. That's one thing I'm very thankful for living in Arizona is the fact that it gets hot really fast. Obviously, it's hot like 90s and up 9 months out of the year. So we get to go swimming really early and it's super nice. And last weekend, I'm using the Alamar Cosmetics Colorette Blush Trio in Fair Light. I'm using a mixture of Paraiso and Castaway. No, I'm not. I'm using Paraiso and Scorcher. So last weekend, Jake and I went over to his parents' house and we had a lot of Bloody Marys. A lot of Bloody Marys. And, well, at least his stepmom and I did. And we may have finished off an entire 2 pitchers, I think it was. But yeah, we just hung out in the pool all day, got really tan, got a little burnt, but not horribly. And oh my god, it was like the best way to spend a weekend. Cool. These blushes have a little bit of shimmer in them, but I'm not really mad at it. They look really nice. So for my highlight, I'm actually going to use Glistening from the Soft Glam palette. It's just a like medium goldish kind of tone. You know what, this probably wasn't the best idea because my lids are silvery, but whatever. It's too late now, we're going with it. Brought it down a little too far. It's kind of making my face look really textured and I'm not really liking it, but I'm just gonna go with it. So I'm gonna quickly just set my face really quick because we have a lot of powder going on right now and my skin's feeling a little heavy. So usually I do this at the end, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be setting my face really quick using the NYX Dewy Finish. I'm almost out of this stuff. And then that means I have to start using my expensive all-nighter setting spray every day. Ugh. I just want to savor that stuff because I don't want it to ever run out. Now we're going to finish the lower lash line. So, going in with that MAC 219 pencil brush, I'm going to be taking, actually, no. Yeah, I'm gonna do black liner first in my waterline, and I'm gonna tight line with it as well. Now I'm gonna be taking Cypress Umber on that pencil brush, and I'm just gonna start smudging that black eyeliner out really, really close to the lash line because I don't want it to get too far down. I really want to maintain this sharp angle, and I don't want it to be this angle and then it's all like a droopy, smoky mess, if that makes sense. And then I'm gonna take the matte Morphe M506 brush and a little bit of sienna and put that right under the Cypress Umber shade. Just to kind of redden up the lower lash line. Next I'm going to do inner corner highlight. I'm going to go back into that Nightingale palette with that frosty white shade and use Break Free again. Then I'm going to put it on my brow bone as well. Right under that arch. So for lips, I'm going to go ahead and line my lips using the Bodyography Barely There lip pencil. The shade is Barely There. I'm going to fill my lips in using the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Truffle. I have yet to use this. I'm really, really excited. Alrighty, you guys, so this is the finished look. I really, really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I feel like this is probably the first time I have ever done a cut crease and glitter successfully, so I'm very happy with how this turned out. If you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, I would greatly appreciate it if you left a like or a comment, and especially if you subscribed. I would absolutely love to have you. So that is it for this video, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye! Mwah.